Okay, dear guests, good morning. Let's start this very last session of our 2 days forum. The session will be about China's image in the Central Eastern European region. Let me introduce the panelists of this session. Minru Liu on the left of the table. She's the Deputy Director of Research Management Department and Central Compilation and Translation Bureau, China. Zsófia Agardi, she's an international analyst of Századvég Foundation. Irmantas Pecsura, he is an international politics analyst at Mikolas Romeris University. And Balázs Szepesi, an executive director of Hétfa institution. And myself, I'm Anton Bednazsevsky, the director of Pallas Athéné Geopolitical Foundation, Hungary. So every presenter here will have 50 minutes for the presentation, and then we'll have a half an hour discussion. After that, we have a 10-15 minutes short break, and we'll go on with the closing remarks and sign-in ceremony. So I would like to ask Ms. Minru Liu to prepare her presentation.
Okay, thank you, Chairman. Good morning, everyone. I'm very glad that we can see each other here in the beautiful city, Budapest. And it's my great honor to give the first speech on the second day's discussion in our conference. Since the topic of this session is China's image in the Central and Eastern European countries. So I want to share my views about the image of the Belt and Road Initiative in the Central and Eastern European countries. And there are three parts in my presentation. And the first one is I found that there is a very weak awareness of the Belt and Road Initiative in the Central and Eastern European countries. And I have two main findings. And the second part, I will do a little bit analysis. What's the reason that caused to the weak awareness in the CE countries? And the last, I will give some simple suggestion to improve that kind of, and to change that kind of situation. And first, about the weak awareness of the Belt and Road Initiative in the Central and Eastern European countries. Generally speaking, I think it is very weak awareness in these countries. There are two similarities in this kind of situation in the Central and Eastern European countries. And the first one is the political policy makers and businessmen hold more positive perception of Belt and Road Initiative compared to the media coverage as well as the academic circles. In my opinion, most of the political policymakers see more potential benefits than threats coming from the Belt and Road Initiative. And it's a very similar situation in the business circle, although lack of the practical information on regulation in Chinese markets, but the businessmen in this region, they keep the open attitude to the China and to the initiative. And the second finding is the ruling political parties normally hold more positive attitude to the BRI compared to the political opposition parties. For example, in Poland, after the presidential election in the mid-2015, in the mid of the year 2015, and general elections in the late of that year, the new Polish government is even more eager to encourage Chinese business to invest in Poland under the umbrella of the Belt and Road Initiative. So I will, why there is not so strong awareness about China and about the Belt and Road Initiative in this region, I think there are several reasons caused to that. On the one hand, in most of the Central and Eastern European countries, people remained bad memories of the socialist period in the history. So they keep the negative attitude to socialist China, and the similar negative attitude impact their views on China's initiative. On the other hand, there are little information about the newest development in China to the audience in this region and in these countries. So I want to make good use of this opportunity to share some keywords in the newest Chinese daily life. The first keyword is the internet shopping. And if you have been in China in these 2 or 3 years, you can feel that Chinese get used to buy everything on internet. I think all of you were very familiar with the most famous Chinese company, Alibaba. So it's an internet shopping company at the basic level. And the second keyword is the internet finance. The younger generation in China used to manage their finance on the internet. It's not just log in the website of the bank, but they put their own money to their own account in the internet financial companies. So it's a big change in the Chinese youngest generation's daily life. So the third key word is mobile payment. It's very rapidly changing in China, in Chinese daily life. I think 2 years ago, Chinese dama is very famous in the world because those elderly women, they bought the golden everywhere in the world. So, but nowadays in China, these Chinese dama, they use their mobile phone to buy vegetables in the market every day. So they pay by their mobile phone and without any paper money and without the credit card. So it's weird. If you can go to China today, you will see it's very weird. And I do a very personal experiment for me. And during this summer, I experienced over 2 months life without pay anything, use the paper money and the credit card, just to use my mobile phone. So Chinese people, not only the younger generation, but also the elderly one, including my mom, and they are used to use the mobile phone to do everything. The mobile phone can call the taxi, not call the taxi, but they order a taxi on the app in the mobile phone, and they can pay everything. So, and the mobile payment is a very rapidly changing things in China. And the amount of mobile payment in China in the year of 2016 is over 2,080 billion RMB. So it's a very big figure. At the same time, China's logistic sections development are also speeding up. And there are 30 million parcels in China last year, and which improved the technology innovation in the express delivery companies. I found a very short part of a documentary. I will show you. It's very interesting thing. yellow robot in the factory of the express delivery companies. They can find their own efficient route to put all of the parcels to their own route, to their own places. It's a very there is you can see there are so many puzzles here, and this is the computer who manage all of the robot, the yellow robot. So it's just an example for the speed, because you can see that I just want to see that there are so many changes has happened in China. So if the media, if the academic circles, the researchers just judge China, use the historical socialist memory, I think it must be caused to some misunderstanding of China nowadays in China. So I want to see nowadays in Europe, the multi-speed Europe are discussed. But I want to show you that from the short video, you can see the state of China, today's China's development. So and the fourth keyword is artificial intelligence, means AI, and it's one of the hottest topics in China, and this several years, since it will provide huge amount of opportunities, not only in technology field, but also in the business field. China's advantages in population and the domestic market will make China grow into the biggest database provider for the AI development in the world. So it will be the future trend in the whole world. And the last word is the sharing economy. You can, if you have some news about China, you can know that the bicycle sharing car is very common in China nowadays. It just emerged last year, I think. But after several months, after less than 1 year, it's very common. It has been one of the basic elements in the Chinese daily life. So these words are not only the top words, but also the new engines of China's economy and development. As a report delivered on the 19th Party Congress said, China is entering into a new era. In my opinion, the new technology, new economic engine, and the new lifestyle will basically support to China's new era. And without this knowledge of the rapid changing society in China, it is very hard for the Central and Eastern European countries' societies and to have more positive awareness on China and also on the Belt and Road Initiative. So, and last, I want to give very simple suggestion, because after my analysis, I think all of us can find that first we should focus more and more on the new development elements in China. It will get your research and get your attitude to China. The second is we should find the new engine in the cooperation in the umbrella of the Belt and Road Initiative. I can give an example to you. In this summer, I went to Norway to take part in another think tank. One of my colleagues, yeah, Professor Chen Xin, yeah, we both of us we attend the conference. Yes, and at this conference, we are talking about the possibility of the China's cooperation with the Nordic countries. And I remember at that conference, Professor Chen Xin give a speech about the experience of the 16+1, we put example of the 16+1 to the Nordic cooperation. And so we want to find some new fields and new engines of cooperation with other countries in the PAGEO initiative. For example, we can, especially for the basic infrastructure, and not only the rail, not only the railway, not only the high-speed road, but also the digital infrastructure. I think it's the basic content in the future in our cooperation. And the last one is, and also the most important one is, we should improve the people-to-people exchange, especially like our conference this time. So that's all of my presentation. Thank you very much.